How's it going, YouTube? Cody Bernardi here with another YouTube video, and in today's video we have a follow-up from the previous Exchange video that I had. We were able to, I was able to find, just doing a very basic search, a NSE script for enumerating vulnerable Exchange servers. So this was pretty nice because the previous video I talked about the QIDs and plugins with Tenable and Qualys, but a lot of these smaller organizations that have on-prem Exchange servers just don't have the security budget or anything like that. So shout out to the Wayback Machine for whoever archived this NSE script, because it was taken down on GitHub because Microsoft owns GitHub. So anyways, let's get into how to actually enumerate some Exchange servers, and also another tool that you can use if you're on a SOC team and you're looking to drop traffic from malicious IP scans. So anyways, so here it is right here. This is the NSE script. As you can see, it is on the Wayback Machine. So what we're going to have to do in this case is copy paste everything in here all the way down to end. So we'll get to that in a sec. So get into your scanning, wherever you're going to be scanning. So in this case, it's my OVH system. You want to go to, so you're going to CD into user share nmap scripts. So you can see the pathway right there. And then you're just going to create a new file with sudo privs. And I just named it whatever they named it right here. So this HTTP vuln CVE-20, whatever, copy paste that. So sudo nano, copy paste this right there, hit enter. And then you're going to copy paste all of this, the contents of this NSE script into there, and you are good to go. So now what you could do is run an nmap scan against what you think might be a vulnerable IP or range. So in this case, I have picked a vulnerable system online. So the one-liner you're going to type out is nmap TACP, which stands for port. So whatever port that system's running on, the default I believe is 443, but you could go ahead and cover all of the ports if you want. So 443, 80, you might have the default or the alternative 8443, 8080. You could check all of those if you want. And then after that is tac script, and then the file that you just created. So if you followed my directions, it's that right there. .nse, and then the IP address, hit enter, and it will say it's vulnerable or not. So in this case, it says it's vulnerable, and it's detecting the version, references, and all that stuff. So there you go. So it also tells you like port 80 is filtered, 88, blah, 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 blah. So 443 is the vulnerable port. Again, like I said, if you have a range you want to check, you could do 024, and then it will go ahead and scan that /24 range right there. And with nmap, you can of course output this into a greppable format or XML format, whatever it is. You're able to export the data and then do whatever you want with it. So that's pretty nice. It's nice to see that we're able to get information like this fairly quickly, and you're able to work through a process as far as mitigation goes. Now, like I mentioned earlier, I'm going to show you another tool that I did not talk about in the other video, and that's the flip side of the coin, and that is preventing connections from scanners on the internet that are actively exploiting this particular CVE. So I want to get one thing clear. I am not sponsored by this organization, but they did give me a year's long worth of API access back in August. So I just wanted to disclose that. So the tool we're going to be talking about today is Gray Noise. So for lack of better terms, in my opinion, Gray Noise is a honeypotting service that has all sorts of fun information as far as what's going on the internet as far as scanning activity. It's able to decipher whether a particular IP is scanning and actually completing an exploit, or if a IP is scanning the internet, it's not making a full TCP three-way handshake, all sorts of stuff like that. I'm obviously not a salesperson for their team because I probably botched that in one way or another, but it's pretty useful if you're working on a firewall team, in my case, a vulnerability management team, because you're able to prioritize vulnerabilities over another. I'm not going to get into that in this video, but let me just show you real quick what the search looks like on their viz. Now, actually, before I get into this, if you are a large company and you do use any of this data, I mean, please at least reach out to them and get a demo. I hate sandbagging big companies. So I'm just going to put that out there. If it was my product and I had it free and open like this, I would hope that a few people would reach out and get a demo, maybe get procured. So anyways, let's go ahead and get the CVE for this particular vulnerability. So I'm just going to go back here into there. I might need quotes on it actually. Oh, no. So we have 105 results, and you can see whether they're malicious, benign, unknown, and all that. So pretty cool. Let's see what that looks like in the API. So kind of the same thing here. I have the classification set to malicious and unknown. I'm not too concerned about benign traffic. You can filter by first seen, last seen. So I'm just going to leave that blank for now. And then the query itself, so the particular CVE, going to send that in. By the way, the tool I'm using right now is called Postman, which I would highly recommend all of you use if you want to get into API, like REST API and stuff like that. And there we go. We got raw data right here, which I can then copy over into something like Sublime, just to kind of filter through it, read a little bit of a little more into the results. So we have IP addresses here. Some metadata about the system, so where it's located, the autonomous system number, whether it's on Tor or not, operating system it's on, and all that stuff. The paths that it's checking when it's scanning, the user agents it has. I mean, all sorts of nice stuff on there. I don't work on a firewall team, so I mean, I don't know how much of the information you see here would be useful to your team, but it's pretty nice. I mean, on a VM side, I know, okay, well, there's exploitation of this particular vulnerability going on. Therefore, it's a pretty big deal considering how easy it is to check, how easy it is to exploit, and just the pure scale of how many devices or IP addresses are scanning to exploit this particular vulnerability on the internet. So, yeah, and that is it for this video. I know it looks a little weird because I'm in a different, well, I put a jacket on because it's later in the day and I wanted to make the ending right now. But anyways, that is it for this video. If y'all enjoy content like this, please hit the thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button with the bell notification. I think I mentioned it earlier in the video, but if your business is needing a vulnerability check on your exterior IPs, I'll actually have a Google Links form, or a Google form you can fill out down below. You just fill out your name, email address, IPs, and maybe any other artifacts you wish to share with me. And I try to get a report out as soon as I can. I can't make any promises with SLAs and stuff like that. But I will try to assist as many organizations as I can. And also, if your business is interested in receiving things like penetration tests, vulnerability assessments, vulnerability management, interim CISOs, or just compliance consulting, we could definitely assist out with that. The big one coming up, if you don't know, is CMMC, which is the Cybersecurity Maturity Model Certification, which is a pretty gnarly certification coming to all businesses, contractors, and subcontractors of the defense industrial base. I would highly recommend you take a look at CMMC and reach out to Blackburn Security if you need any assistance preparing for that. So anyways, that is it for this video. Y'all take care. Goodbye.